Alright, starting right off of the other Rixas video that I had up, let's design some APHE, shall we? Because why not? Solid shot, steel shot, I think we have that. So if I say, hey, I'm gonna make this a special shell, I say APHE, what is that gonna do? The name doesn't actually do anything, I know. We're gonna make that like 0.2. Make it in the nose, type explosive. I don't really want shrapnel. Yeah, shrapnel's not that good from what I know. Explosives will be just fine. So the difference between just making and throwing some explosives into a round, like I did with the tungsten round, the difference with this one is I'm gonna probably just try to make it more explosives, because if we just save this real quick and load up the normal T, you'll see that it has 10 millimeters. We're probably going to try to work more around the lines of 15 millimeters with this one, which will greatly sacrifice explosives. Make it something that's a little bit less than the normal HE round, but actually have penetration power. So we're going to try to work with this. I think the reason why is because the explosive weighs way less than steel, so that might mean that the F here, yeah, weighs way more, whereas the whole thing itself weighs a bit less. Not by a lot, though. Yeah, not by a lot. Using this, though, we can see that it's coming right off of the other episode that we know that roughly 18 is the goal. It's struggling to penetrate, but it's also not going that fast, so you have to test and you have to know what you're doing here. It's not going that fast. We can probably try to just pack more in there. I'll just walk it back. Okay, we'll walk it back here a little bit. We'll walk it back to 90. Or you know what? I'll do 85, and then I'll just pack it more from there. Yeah, okay. So this is way more energy than what you want, with way more power coming out of the barrel, but it's definitely piercing. Alright. So we're going to want roughly 4,000 for this. That's going to be the goal. We'll knock that down, and we're going to see, what does this do? Can this do 1,400? It can. Indeed. Alright, let's try that. Probably going to be way more than what we want. Oh, okay. That works, kind of. I can work with that. I'm going to want to make 13, maybe just 1350. Maybe I shouldn't have changed it at all. Oh, that is almost perfect. Dang. Remember, we are comparing it to this one. We're trying to get relatively the same amount of penetration. So the goal, I think, would be like 65%. But at 2,200, we want 4,000 barrel lifetime cycles. We might have to just say that's good. We might have to say 15 millimeters at 1,000 meters is going to be the goal. And walk it back to as many lifetime cycles as we can get for the penetration to drop to 70%, whichever one happens first. We might have to just be okay with that. The reason why I specifically say this is because... Alright, that's way too much. Alright, that's fine. We can start packing it with a little bit more. Maybe just try that. Maybe try this. The 85s. Yeah, that's too much. Whoopsie. Actually, that's fine. That's completely fine. We'll just walk it back like that. The reason why I do all this is because I'm trying to get roughly 4. That's almost perfect. Still penetrating a lot there. I think, yeah, 17 is gonna have to be the max. The idea here is that it's not gonna be able to do 20 until we get more. Let's give it a proper name. The reason why it's a proper name is because nothing else we've named is AP. We just name it by the material usually. FHE. Now, the amount of explosives that we have, I'm gonna pause the video, and I'm gonna show you the amount of explosive that this has, hypothetically speaking. Through lots and lots and lots and lots of testing, I've found that it's most equivalent to first off, the weight of the explosive is roughly 93 grams in the APHE. I can't find the name for it, but I can tell you that the custom value of the citric acid, roughly the equivalent of what I would have in mind, would be 93 grams. And yeah, let me just show you here real quick. Yep, Baruni. There you go. There you go. So right here, it's custom value because I can't get and find the name for citric acid up here. Maybe I'm blind. Maybe it's just not there. I don't quite know. Kilojoules per gram. Yeah. This specific type of explosives that I'm talking about here is in Japanese called shimose. It's literally just citric acid with wax on the outside of it, and this is to make it prevent it from touching the metal. What else? It's a little bit more powerful, as you can see, a little bit more powerful than TNT, but it also weighs more than TNT, so I guess that kind of balances it out a little bit more. Like a 500-pound bomb of this stuff would technically weigh more if you tried to use the same amount of space. So typically you couldn't use the same amount of space, which is a little interesting. But yeah, if you're talking about just normal TNT, it would just be, 3.3 ounces. Is that grains? I don't know, grams. 93 grams of TNT roughly 0.93, so if we do that, it does a bit more. Definitely nothing to play around with. Definitely a lot of explosive for a single human being, and pretty much quite a bit of explosive to have on the inside of a vehicle. This is the vehicle that yes, I'm using Wikipedia because I can't be bothered to go too far into depth. I'm just looking for this number right here. Whole front is 80 millimeters. Yeah. Whole side is 30 millimeters. So I was wrong about the 30 millimeter earlier. Turret front is 50 millimeters. Turret side and rear is 30 millimeters. So the Panzer IV would be way out of our league. I think I was getting it a little bit confused with the Panzer III. I think I 100% was getting it mixed up. Oh my goodness, I already had it pulled up. That's a little embarrassing. Panzer III. Can I see? Yeah, this is actually exactly what I wanted to pull up. Designed in 1935. Yep, so early war stuff. This is exactly what I should have pulled up instead. Yeah, so 15 millimeters all around, and that got upgraded not too long afterwards to 30 millimeters all around. And then these variants have 50 millimeters all around. So we can deal with the D through G. The D through G, from what I understand, actually has an interesting prospect, because the D through G is around the same time, if I'm not mistaken, that the actual Panzer IV started to get rolled out into the factories and such. So I'm gonna blitz through all of that. Is there a timestamp on any of these? Entered service, yeah, so 1937, taken out 1940. Uses training service in 1940. Prototype. Saw some service, but withdrawn. E, 30 millimeters. Proved E. First mass produced. So it seems like, okay, this is the most common variant. It was 50 millimeters, but I'm guessing this is around the 39, late, or my bad, early 40s, maybe late 40. So yeah. D in Poland. Okay. So with M, 1943, so yeah, production. This really means that 1939 is the F. So the E is where we start running into trouble. Nope. The F is where we run into trouble, right? 30 millimeters all around. Okay, now we are fine. All the way up until H and G. Anything more than 30 millimeters basically, which means we are completely fine till the year 1940. Okay, nice. All right. I think, right? Because this thing, if we take it to the firearm range, update the table, the APHE, that's not what we're using. We are now using the AF, or just the FHE, which is pretty much the same thing if I'm not mistaken. Yeah. Alright. We're going to say roughly 500 meters away, and that means we're going to have like 20 to 30,000 more joules of energy to play around with, just to see the actual penetration value of this. Hopefully going up. Not really, no. Alright, that's unfortunate. Means we're probably gonna have to drop it to that just to get 30. A little sad. Yeah, quite sad indeed. This is the AP version though, so that means the F variant still has way more penetration. Way more penetration values. So, no, we would definitely be in trouble and definitely still be using the XF variants for penetration. Yeah, okay. And that's why they're being used, because the XT 97 versus just the normal T only has 91. So yeah, medium to close range is where the experimental variants are shining in, which is why we bothered to develop the experimental version. I think 500 is going to be the place that we're going to try to challenge. And this is why it's not going to be a deleted design, because, yeah, the difference at medium range is insane. Long range, tungsten still rules, but the tungsten super penetrator and the penetrator variants just still hold up on their own, still. Because 48, not preferable, you wouldn't want to be using this. Again, typically wouldn't want to use something less than, something with less than 50%, but since this is 35 millimeters, which means 35 millimeters is small, it's like a, oh my goodness, hold on, okay, yeah, I've been playing around. I literally went onto this, I didn't even bother. That's sad. Yeah, we can see at 500, it's piercing like that. With just the normal T, however, mind you, one is slightly more expensive, one is hugely more expensive, so this is like literally only for use for sniping. Because you won't be able to tell too much by just the yeah, we'll use this one as a perfect example. By just the joules alone, it's not always that easy to tell, because the differences between here is using 500 meters, you can actually just slam that to the bottom. 67.9, basically 68 versus the tungsten variant. That has 80,000. But then you have the XT that has less energy, technically speaking. However, it is going clean through. Clean through. It also has no explosives, so it's not really doing a whole lot shrapnel-wise, but it's still actually going through these front plates, which is nice to know. Very, very nice to know. So it's dealing with medium tanks all the way up till around about 1940. So, see you all in the next video. This is a short one, I know. I think the reason why I don't actually like doing shorter videos and why I don't do a whole lot of shorter videos is because on my channel, if you go back, you can look at the channel yourself. The shorter videos don't get as many views. So please, if you like shorter videos and you want shorter content and you watched all the way through, please just throw a like on it. You don't necessarily have to subscribe, but I would greatly appreciate it if you did. But go ahead and I'm just saying, try to have a nice day, and I hope to see you all in the next episode. Goodbye.